3.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do that 0-degree elevation haircut. So we've already watched the video about sectioning your mannequin. We watched the video about marking your mannequin. So as you can see, here's the midline. It is sectioned into the 4 equal quadrants. Bridge of the nose is marked for a reference point for bangs, temporal bones, and the frontal bone. So as you can see, all of my sections are clipped. And the reason that we clip hair is to control it. So in the back here, I have marked, put a little dot here so that you can easily find the midline of the back of the head, and I labeled this the nape area. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I have all my equipment, sanitize my hands, and I'm going to mark my finger at the second knuckle. Okay, the reason we do this in the beginning when you're learning is as a reminder that we don't cut past that second knuckle. You lose tension up here between this space between the 2 fingers, and you run the risk of injuring yourself by cutting the palm of your hand. That is a really nasty cut, and it takes a long time to heal. So I have 2 different types of combs here. I prefer to cut dry hair with a comb like this, but you also need to have a working comb which has the inches marked on the spine of the comb. I also have this ruler. So if you don't have a ruler, use this as a reference, okay, for how much length that your client is going to lose. Clients will tell you, oh, cut 2 inches, cut 1 inch, and you cut that inch or you cut 2 inches, and they notoriously flip out because they think this is 1 inch. So you always want to reinforce the knowledge that this is 1 inch and how it's measured, okay? So here we go. I'm going to put my shears in my hand, and you palm your shears. It goes like this. And then when you're not using them, they go like this. All right, so I'm not gonna use this comb. Like I said, I prefer this comb when I am cutting dry. So I'm going to take my clip off. I always put it on the sleeve of my uniform, or if I'm wearing an apron, the little tie there, because it's much easier to reach across and you always know where your clips are. I'm going to drop an even subsection. Clip this back. Clip on the sleeve. Drop another even subsection here, and you want to make sure they are clean partings. Clean sections and subsections are the key to an even haircut. So if you are not parting things evenly, you run the risk of an uneven haircut that you have to go back through and find your mistakes and blend. So I'm going to take a section out of the middle here. You can see that. And I'm going to take about 1/2 inch off. I'm not cutting past my second knuckle. It is a 0-degree elevation haircut. This hair is straight down. I'm going to work to this section. So I have a little bit of my guideline here. I'm not going to cut that. I'm going to cut these hairs here, not going past my second knuckle. Once again, right here, there's my guideline. Just make sure you're not cutting your guideline. So to this side, I'm going to have some guideline up in here. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'll come around this way, and there's a little bit left there, and I'm going to cut that. This is called a traveling guideline. As you can see, I moved around the head. A stationary guideline would be if you directed all the hair to one guideline. Lobs, bobs, one length haircuts use traveling guidelines. I'm going to take another subsection, and you want to make sure that it's a really thin subsection so that you can see your guideline. And I'll show you what that looks like. Let me get this section. So you can kind of see where these little lengths are longer than what you've already cut. So I'm going to go back to my center again, pull this down. I can see where I've cut this guideline in here. I'm going to come down this way and I'm going to the guideline, but not recutting that guideline. And I'm going to move it this way, and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it this way, and follow this around the curve of the neck, traveling guideline. This side is complete. Let me go to this side again, and I'm going to do this. And this. Now I want to cross check this, and as you can see, palming my shears, transferring my comb between cutting and parting. So I'm going to comb this down a little bit, and I'm going to pull this, and yes, it's even. This is cross checking, and you need to do this every couple of subsections after you've made those cuts to ensure that it's an even cut. You don't want to get all the way through your haircut and find one side longer than the other, or find any other irregularities in there. Since we're doing a blunt cut, we are following the head shape. So you want to make sure that you are using even tension and following that guideline around, traveling guideline. Start practicing. Call me and I'll come right to you.